Welcome to Dynamic Destiny. I'm your host, Coach Pete Cafarcio. I love to help people discover their life purpose and make a positive impact in the world. Whether you have a global dream or just want to make a difference in your corner of the world, we'll help you get clarity on your calling and give you practical tools to get unstuck and accelerate your goals. Join me for this episode of Dynamic Destiny. Hey, my friends, this is Coach Pete coming to you from New York City. I'm so glad you tuned in today. Today, we're going to talk about the importance of owning your talents. That's a common theme we talk about here is your talents and your strengths, knowing who you are. It's important that you really embrace that. So we're going to unpack that today. But first, we have our quote for the day. True humility is not thinking less of yourself. It's thinking of yourself less. True humility is not thinking less of yourself. It's thinking of yourself less. Hey, some of us, we've been taught to think that humility is, don't get a big head. You'll get arrogant if you talk about why you're so good at something. But that's actually not what makes you humble. Okay. If you do that and you try to counter arrogance with low self-esteem or putting yourself down, it's still all about you. It's negative, but your thoughts are all wrapped up in yourself and managing your image. That's not humility. True humility is owning your exceptional talents, knowing that you're different and special, also owning your weaknesses at the same time, but getting your mind off yourself so you can use those talents to go serve others. That's true humility. Anyway, that's one of my favorite quotes, and I encourage you to think about it a little bit and meditate on it and see what it does for you. All right, well, we want to continue on the theme of blind spots that we covered in the last episode. And if you remember, we all have blind spots that are annoying to other people, right? But that same thing, that same dynamic that I can't see my behavior, but other people can see it, that's my blind spot. That can also happen in positive areas in your life where you have exceptional talents or skills. And areas where you have natural talent come easy to you. All right, we covered that in a previous episode. I also gave a free handout that you can still get on my website about blind spots. So I'll put that in the show notes. And maybe if somebody compliments you, you might think, well, hey, that's no big deal. Everyone can do that. Or you downplay that attention if somebody's trying to compliment you instead of just saying thank you. All right, that's a sign that you are not fully embracing your talent. If you could just say, thank you, I appreciate that. That means you know you have that talent, you're happy with it, you feel good about yourself, and you're comfortable with it. If you're constantly, no, I don't want to get big head, anyone can do that, and you downplay it, that's a sign that this episode might really be for you, okay? So, hey, at first, that might seem like a safe approach, like just putting yourself down, hey, that way I'm not going to get a big head, but it actually generates its own set of problems. And we're going to unpack that today. My goal for you is to embrace a realistic assessment of yourself. Celebrate your strengths and be okay with your weaknesses. All right, so here we go. Buckle up. If you don't embrace your talents, it can have unintended consequences. First one is you will tend to judge other people. Like, why can't they just, fill in the blank? Why can't they just do this? It's so easy. And you'll get frustrated. The reason you think it's so easy is because you have talent in that area and you've gotten used to it. It could even be a blind spot. It comes natural and easy to you. It does not come natural and easy to other people, which is why they can't do it as well as you can. And instead of judging them, if you understood and owned your talent, you'd feel good about it. And you could use that to either lead, serve other people, use your talents to help train other people. Okay. But instead, you'll just judge because you think everyone, like this is normal to everyone in life. It's not normal. It's exceptional. I want to give you some examples. The first area is strategic thinkers. Okay. These are people that can see the way forward. They can connect the dots. And they just, bam, I know which way we should head. And that could be physically, but it's also in making plans or setting direction for a group. They do this very, very quickly, and to them, it's super obvious. And then they try to explain their insight or the path forward, and everyone else is looking around like, well, how'd you come up with that? If you don't know that you have exceptional talent as a strategic thinker, you're going to turn around and judge everybody else and think, what are you guys, like, stupid? Are you slow? Why can't you see this? It's so obvious. Well, it's obvious to you because you have the talent. Okay. It's not obvious to them because they don't particularly have that talent. You have to slow down and learn how to help them see those things. I've covered that in the past. Here's a second area. I see this a lot, and these are for our achievers. I'm talking about highly productive people. You can get a lot of stuff done each day. You have your list and you are crossing things off all during the day. Bam, 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 bam. You're like a white tornado. You just get a ton of stuff done. If you don't understand that you have a talent in the area, you will turn around and judge other people as lazy. Like, why can't you just work harder? All right. Well, if you were operating at their level, maybe you would be being lazy, but you are talented and wired to be able to focus and get stuff done right off your list. Bam, 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 bam. You're exceptional. Not everyone has that talent. Okay. And you're like, stop judging them. Okay. They feel your judgment. Okay. And it's a problem. Okay. But you have to realize you have something exceptional. And you can set the pace for the rest of the team. You can help other people get more productive, but don't expect that they can live up to your same level. Or you might just think it's just a great work ethic. No, it's actually a great talent that you have. Third area could be maybe you're exceptionally talented in like self-assurance or self-confidence. You're very confident. You can just go with your gut, make decisions. You make decisions really fast. And if other people don't do that, you will judge them. You're like, what are you wimpy? You double-minded. You're wishy-washy. Well, no, they don't have the talent that you do for that gut level self-confidence. Now, we can all develop that a little bit more. Okay, so there's something that comes with it, but you have an exceptional talent for that. And if you don't understand that and you expect everyone else to operate the same way, you'll judge them. Okay. Instead, you should be using that strength to serve other people. And here's a fourth area. Maybe you're an empath. Okay. Meaning you can feel others' emotions. And when you see someone who's hurting or having, they're just off kilter a little bit, you know just what to do, how to show compassion, how to help them. And you might see someone else and you're going to judge them like, well, this person's hurting. Why don't you help them? Why are you just standing there? Okay. Well, the fact is they don't see that the person you're judging, they don't see that hurt the same way. They don't experience it and feel it the same way you do because you have an exceptional talent as an empath. Okay. And you're wired for that. And in fact, you even feel that the hurting person's feelings. You're so in tune with it. Okay. So don't judge other people as uncaring. They just don't have the talent that you do for it. Maybe you can help them. Maybe you can help, hey, come along. This person could really use someone to talk to right now. Maybe you can be a bridge builder and help connect people, but don't judge. You have to own the fact that you have an exceptional talent there. Okay. So first area is you will have a tendency to judge other people. Own your talent and understand it. Second problem area, if you're not aware of your talents, is you won't assert yourself. And therefore, you're going to miss out on new opportunities and promotions. Eventually, you'll wind up in a role where you're overqualified for the positions that you do hold. Let me tell you a story. One of my clients is in IT management. He's a sharp guy. He's really responsible, thorough, very analytical. And he has some really great leadership talents, but he didn't know how to describe those talents. He didn't know how to develop it, and he didn't know how to assert himself. So he wound up over time in a really boring role. They just kept heaping responsibility on him. He's way overqualified for the position he's in now. He's dissatisfied and he's losing confidence. Okay, so he really got stuck. I just feel bad because I know if we could rewind the clock a little bit, we could have gotten him to a place where when opportunities did show up, he was able to step up. still working. I haven't given up hope. He's still got some future opportunities, I'm sure, coming, but he has to learn how to describe what he brings to the table and assert himself. Okay, third problem area could be, I call hiding in plain sight. Okay, let me explain this. If something comes easy to you and you're above average, hey, you can get very comfortable in that place. Okay, you don't have to try and stretch yourself to new levels and really stand out because you want to fit in. Hey, I'm comfortable. I'm good at this. I don't want to rock the boat. And you're hiding. Now, that is not being humble. Really, it's a form of pride because it's still all about you. You are managing your reputation and what other people think about you. I'll be somewhat better than other people, but not a lot better, because then I'll be under scrutiny or they might judge me. Okay, that's still very self-centered. That's not being humble. It takes courage and humility to be exceptional, to not be afraid to stand out from being average and be way, way above average, and then use those talents to serve other people. But we're not experiencing the full you because you just like hiding in plain sight. Okay, that if you get awareness on your talents, you can overcome that. Fourth is related to that, and I just call it drifting. And that is, you just stop growing. If you can't see your talent areas, you won't know how to develop those. And you're just going to rest on your laurels. I call it, you're a big fish in a small pond. Maybe you've heard the expression, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Okay. If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. So you need to get around people who will stretch you. All right. I've been there. It's very comfortable. You get a lot of respect. But if you stay there long enough, you're going to stagnate. And over time, you won't be the sharpest and at the top of your game. Okay. Other people will kind of catch up and they'll move on to other things. And here you are, you're starting to feel like a has-been. Okay. So don't drift. And then the fifth really is kind of an accumulation of all these, but it might just show up in a different way. Is you just won't be fulfilled because you're living below your potential. You might have this feeling, I was made for more than this. Okay. Or you might feel like life's passing you by. And ultimately, that's going to lead to regret. Okay. A way around that is to understand your key talents, your core talents that you were given, develop those and keep pushing yourself forward, looking for those new opportunities so you can have that fulfillment. True fulfillment comes from serving other people. Okay. Do you see yourself in any of those scenarios? Judging, not asserting yourself, hiding, drifting, or being unfulfilled? Well, that's the bad news. We're going to take a short break, and then we'll talk about what you can do about it. Hi there, Coach Pete here, and I'm so excited to tell you about a new course that we just released, Decoding Your Destiny. Over the past 20 years, I've worked with hundreds of people to curate the very best tools that will help you get more clarity on your life purpose and calling. The course uses 8 very easy to follow short videos and online fillable worksheets that help you record your answers and capture new insights. You're sure to get greater clarity on your life purpose and know specifically how you can make the best difference in the world. Go to petecoaching.com and look for online courses. I can't wait for you to get greater clarity and understanding for your destiny. Well, welcome back. We're talking about owning and developing your talents. We talked about the negative things that can happen if you don't. Now let's talk about what you can do if you find yourself stuck in one of those traps. Now, I'm borrowing this from the Gallup organization. 3 steps: name it, claim it, and aim it. Okay, the first is name it. And that is simply get awareness, get educated on these things. You might feel like you don't even have any special talents. Baloney. Everyone has special talents, usually a handful of them. A good coach can help you discover these And see my previous episode on assessments where you can take some tests and learn. I have another one about how to ask friends, what are your real strengths? Get awareness on these things and learn about it so you can really, understand with clarity. It's not uncommon for me when I coach my clients that I'll bring up one of the talents and they'll pack like 3 or 4 other talents all around that because they do tend to work together. And as we get clarity and talk about each one of those talents individually, they start to see, oh, my futuristic orientation in my ability to cast vision, and I also have a separate talent of maybe brains. I come up with a lot of ideas. I can brainstorm really well. Those often go hand in hand, but they're separate. Okay. And getting that kind of awareness helps you say, oh, that's my futuristic acting up. This is my ideation acting up. And maybe I have positivity also. They all tend to work together. That's my positivity acting up. All right. So naming it, getting awareness, getting understanding, getting educated on this is the first step. Okay. Second is claim it. Own these talents. Come to grips with the fact that you are special in certain ways and start to develop those talents so you can be even better. Hey, that's going to take courage. It's going to take effort. It's work. And you may need to deal with low self-esteem if you struggle with that. Okay. A good life coach can really help you get over those things and get some different mindsets. But claiming it and owning it, I have seen this literally change people's lives. That's why I'm so hooked on talking about talents and why I became a Clifton Strengths certified coach. All right. So it really is powerful when you can own these things and realize this is who I am. This is the way I'm made. This is the way God created me. And this is what I can do with it. The third area then is to aim it. So you named your talent, you claimed your talent. Now you're going to aim it. That is to look for ways to use your strengths and make a difference. That's where true fulfillment comes. It comes from serving other people. You may need to switch roles. You might need to find a different job. I don't know. Okay. Sometimes it's just having a discussion with your team or your boss and just telling them, hey, you know what? I would do better at this. I think I can make a better contribution this way. An experienced coach can help you understand the best environment for your particular set of strengths. I just coached a client today who is very good at consistency, bringing harmony to diverse teams, getting everybody on the same page, and walking people forward collaboratively. Well, he was thrown into a job situation that was raw, rabid startup, total chaos, multi-continental, different languages, and there was no structure at all. Well, he does best. His talent set works best in structure. He was thrown into chaos land. He was not thriving, and so he's actually looking for another job now. Okay, if you understood his talents ahead of time, he would have seen, oh, you know what? That's probably not going to be the best environment for me. So anyway, aim it. Know where you're going to fit. A good coach can help you with that. And they can also help you develop a realistic action plan if you need to make some changes. And I mean realistic. Co-develop that plan with you so you can take gradual steps and move forward to where you want to be. All right. To summarize our points today, we talked about the negative consequences of not owning your exceptional talents, like judging, not asserting yourself, hiding, drifting, being unfulfilled. And we talked about what you can do about it. Name it, claim it, and aim it. Our quote for the day again is, true humility is not thinking less of yourself. It's thinking of yourself less. True humility is not thinking less of yourself. It's thinking of yourself less. Hey, this has been Coach Pete. I want to thank you for joining me today. Remember, you really are God's gift to the world. We need you to be the best version of you that you can be. Bye-bye. Thank you, my friend, for joining me on this episode of Dynamic Destiny. As a reminder, you can get more free tools and downloads at petecoaching.com. Let's continue the discussion. Write to me with your questions and feedback. askpete@petecoaching.com. Be sure to tell your friends, and please leave a 5-star podcast review. I can't wait to have you join me next time on Dynamic Destiny.